nothing wrong with me loving you.
Your hair comes forward funny when you put those on.
Rude.
When you put the cans on your head.
You gotta put those cans on. Hey, Monica.
Hey.
You're great.
You're great.
You're great.
Did we start?
Yeah, we totally
Oh,
did.
You're great.
You're great.
You didn't tell me.
I didn't tell you when we're starting, and now you're so confused.
Why are we talking like that?
I don't know.
I don't know. Welcome to the Hug Life P-cast.
It's where we pee into someone's arm cast.
Whoa,
and they get
P-cast.
so upset.
They're like, here, let me sign your cast, and then you
And
just
you
pee on it.
Because I'm like, boom!
Ew, you're not into that? Sorry. It already smells bad. Who cares? Okay.
Yeah.
This is the Hug Life podcast.
I'm Monica Nevi.
And I am Mike Coletta.
And this is our show.
And this is
that
welcome.
we do weekly.
Yeah.
We haven't missed a week.
We haven't.
We never missed a week, and we're almost at 50.
I'm
excited. And when we're 50, that's when the syndication happens, and we get money, and then we don't. Is that not? Do podcasts work like TV shows?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, after 50 episodes of a TV show
We're
is when
like,
they start making money.
We're like the
We're
everybody.
6 seasons in, and
we're the Everybody Loves Raymond of podcasts. Everybody loves Raymond. I can't do it really well. You know who can do that really well? Is Gabriel Rutledge.
cool. We should ask him to do that.
We should do it. We should have him do it on the podcast.
Speaking of Gabe, let's plug our shows.
Because he's a comedian. We're comedians too. You want to go first? You go first.
Yeah, because this weekend, starting Wednesday, I will be in Gold Beach, Oregon
Gold Beach.
Gabriel Rutledge.
Go.
And then Thursday
Beach.
through, well, technically Thursday, but Friday and Saturday, I will be in Grants Pass, Oregon with Gabriel Rutledge. So if you're down there, because I have family down there and stuff that should be fucking listening to this goddamn podcast.
You better listen or I'm going to pee in your cast.
Be in your cast. You should come to the shows. Also, Sunday, I will be at Tacoma Comedy Club twice, 5 p.m. with John Keister, and then 8 p.m. for the Battle of the Sexes show.
Are you featuring for John Keister?
No, doing a guest spot or something.
You're doing guest spot? You know what's crazy about that show?
What?
I'm hosting that show.
Yay!
And I'm also on Battle of the Sexes. Hug Life Forever. And we're everywhere. Franchise. Franchise.
Sunday.
We're the McDonald's of happy-go-lucky comedy. Franchise. Actually, more like Carl's Jr.
We're just going to yell that. When you bring me on stage, just yell, franchise.
Franchise. Dude, I feel like...
Co-host of the Hug Life podcast. Franchise.
Franchise. I am a franchise. What do you sell? Hugs. I pee in cast.
For free. I don't care.
Hugs for free. What are you selling for? 10 cents. When are we going to do it? Now, when did this become
How's
a
that
chant?
free? If it's 10 cents.
I don't know. I don't know what's
You're
happening
like, no,
right
I'll give you 10
This
cents.
has been a weird day. I'm feeling really good right now. Just
We
to
turned the
be
fan
home.
off.
We turned the fan off. It's gonna become a fever lodge in here. A fever lodge, a sweat lodge,
Fever lodge.
a fever lodge.
Hey, you're sick. Just go sit in this little house for a while.
It's a hot
with
lodge.
a bunch of other people that also have fevers. It's like a. Never mind. I was gonna say it's like a menstruation hut, but that's
I love how you say I was gonna say this, but I said it anyway.
Because then I stop myself, and it's always weird when you're like, "What were we gonna say?" Even though no one was asking. But
Get in the menstruation hut, Kathy.
Mike's got a fever. He's gonna be in there too. He'll just put his head on your stomach and make you feel better.
The budget wasn't enough for both huts, so we got to have the fever
instead of
menstruation
hot water
hut.
bottles. They'll just lay on your uterus area.
Yeah, I always put
better.
stuff on my uterus area. I will be
get the-
featuring at you like that segue at Murphy's in Seattle. It's in Wallingford.
Oh yeah.
I will be featuring there. I saved the flyer to bring it up here to this table so I could read it, and I left it in my
Are you
room.
featuring? Or are you?
It's featuring
Are you
headlining.
closing?
It's closing it out.
Closing it out.
I don't like to say it's a headlining set when I'm not doing 45 minutes. Or
Well, then
so,
you're
yeah.
closing it. That's
I'm
what
closing it out, and that will be a fun show.
That's a fun
It's going to be a
one.
hoot and a holler. And then on the 10th, I will be at the Seattle Super Secret stand-up show.
Yeah.
It's a total secret. Don't tell anybody.
He's
Tell
going to be
everyone.
hosting it.
I'm going to be hosting it because Monica's going to be in Oregon,
all
but tell
your
everyone about it.
goddamn friends.
Seriously.
I don't know why
we
everything's
need you
goddamn
so
today. I'm
much.
sorry.
Why are you just taking the Lord's name in vain? Russell Wilson is out there
I know,
in the
that's why I
streets
was like,
not
God
banging
damn it,
Sierra.
Not banging. He's just
for-
walking around with holding hands and what, like a classy gentleman.
Probably kissing for no longer than a second at a time. No tongue.
Rude.
Holding hands is extremely overrated. We've talked about this before.
Yeah, you get sweaty.
On Saturday the 11th, I will be doing On the Record at Jai Tai at 9 o'clock. On the 12th, I will be hosting for Tacoma Comedy Club, and then I'll do Battle of Sexes with Monica. We'll
We should
probably
ride
ride together,
together.
die together, bad boys for life.
Bad girls for life.
Bad girls.
We have a picture.
If we get a Bad Girls tattoo, I've kind of like gotten it down to being either on my hip or being an upper butt cheek.
So you can pull it out
So
of
I
the
could
holster.
pull that bad girl's tat out of the holster.
It's like when you just
Fellas.
pull down the side of your pants.
Like, hey man, you got ink? Oh, I got ink.
Oh, girl.
Oh, girl. Bad girls. Also, don't forget to rate and review and subscribe to us on iTunes. That means a lot, guys. Like, I guess the subscribing and rating thing, it actually does really help a lot as far as like search engine stuff goes and like finding our podcast. And it's very helpful because it turns out we're not the only people who've used the words Hug Life before, and it would be helpful if but we're the only podcast that does.
Yes. So talk about it on Twitter. Tweet us. That's always fun. At Monica Nevi.
At me Coletta.
At him Coletta.
Rude.
Sorry. Yeah, and it's fun. And listen, tell your friends. Also, what were you going to say?
You go first.
Sorry.
Also what?
I'm just really excited about the shirts still because we have them.
Wow, there's our big reveal.
Sorry.
Okay, cool.
Are you gonna? We already told them about it last week.
Yeah, we
but,
did.
But they're gonna be they're online, so you can order them online if you're not, close to a show,
Feeling online
or you
nasty.
could come and I'll send it to you. We will mail it to you, and I'll pee in it if you want. I don't know.
I'll put some deer urine in it, so if you go hunting in the shirt, the deers won't know you're there.
No, we won't pee on it. I'm kidding.
It's really psychotic looking when you're wearing a shirt that says "You're great" on it, and you just murdered.
And
deer.
you just killed deer. Fucking bright blue, like just
Put the deer pee on it, Phil. We already did that. Okay,
No. I wanted to talk about
shirts. Keep
the
going.
shirts.
Keep
Okay,
going.
so we have our shirts. They're here. They're great. You're great, and that's what it says on them. And they're beautiful. There's a blue one and a black one with green writing, and they're $20. If you buy one, a portion of it, I don't really know how to say that in a better way, a portion of the profits goes to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society every time someone buys a shirt.
Every time.
So you should buy a shirt.
Every time.
And but Mike will have some with him at the secret show.
Not all, but some.
We have sizes small to XXL.
Mm-hmm.
So
we're a big fans.
But if you want, you can just buy it online. And I'll send it to you. So that's awesome. Do that.
We're a big boy fans. I want to see you in your big boy Hug Life shirts.
Hey, big girl.
Big girl. Hey, girl. Girl, you a bad girl.
Yeah.
Boy, you're a big boy.
You're great. You're a great bad girl.
Girl, you're great. I was going to say that we're on Racketeer Radio Thursdays at 7 p.m. You can download that app, put it on your phone, and then listen to us through that. I believe you can listen online as well. We're also on Stitcher. That's a fun way to find us if you have an Android phone or a Windows phone. I think Windows phones have Stitcher. And then that's the last of my plug section. Do you have anything else you want to plug? Your website, your like page, your Tumblr, your MySpace?
I don't have a Tumblr or a MySpace, but I do have a LinkedIn.
Plenty of Fish account.
No, I don't.
Do you have a Plenty of Fish account?
Nope.
Do you online date?
Mm-mm.
Tinder?
Nope.
Grindr?
I don't. Yes, only so I can be best friends with a bunch of gay dudes. That's it.
Just trying to befriend some gay men. I joined Grindr.
Yes.
I don't think you know how this works.
I just want some friends. Just a girl by herself. No, I do have a Facebook fan page, and you can like that. And we also have a Facebook fan page for the Hug Life podcast that you can like. And I do have a website which is updated. My calendar is updated all the way until September. And I write a blog every Monday.
Every Monday, the Monica More Monday.
More
Money, More Problem Monday Monica blog.
Mm-hmm, sure. Or
Mo Money, Monica Mondays.
Mike runs everything.
Monica Monday, Mo Money.
This one was about cuddling with Oprah, so read
Moose Knuckle Junction blog.
It's something about Alaska. That's what it sounds like.
That's what it sounds like. Welcome to Moose Knuckle Junction.
Moose Knuckle Junction. Yeah,
you did. You talk about hugging Oprah.
I'd hug pants Oprah. Up. It's a cuddling with Oprah. It's different than hugging her.
I'd hug her for an extended period of time, which is like cuddling.
While laying down.
I'll never let go.
Just read. It's the most ridiculous thing I think I've written on the internet.
Did it bother you in Titanic when she says, "I'll never let go," and then she clearly just lets go?
Oprah was in Titanic? Sorry.
Yeah. You don't remember that scene where Oprah's
Oprah just shows
draw me like one of your French girls.
She just floats over and is like...
Does she float? Is that what she does?
No, and she's in
Mary
a raft,
Poppins
obviously.
Oprah.
She's fucking Oprah.
Mary Poppins Oprah.
Okay. What
Chim,
part?
chim, chiroo,
I'll never let you
car.
go, and then she does let him
you
go.
get a car.
Also, I don't know. I know everyone's seen it on the internet, but he could have fit on the fucking door, you know? Like, there was plenty of ways for him to also be on the floating door there in the film.
He could have fit.
And they would have lived.
He would have been fine.
Yeah. And just Oprah just floating on by in a raft.
You're
Nobody else in it. Just Stedman rowing away.
Just fucking Billy
You
Zane.
get a raft, and you get a raft. And
You get a raft.
Billy Zane.
And
My favorite character in that film is
here for
Billy
all
Zane.
your Titanic news, Monica Nevi and Michael.
Hand on the glass.
Hey,
Here we go.
put your hand on that wall. Do you ever see the movie Starship Troopers?
No.
It's one of my favorite terrible movies of all time. If we're going to talk about impromptu feel-good movie review, it's not really a feel-good movie. It's just a terrible sci-fi movie, but it's really funny.
Is it supposed to be funny, or is it just
It's supposed
shitty?
to be ridiculous, I think.
Okay.
It had to be, because there's like lines in it where they're like, "What's your malfunction, Rico?" And like,
Malfunction?
Yeah, malfunction.
Like what your mouth does?
What's your malfunction?
Rico?
Rico's his name.
All right.
Yeah. You ever met a person named Rico?
No, but I would like to know what his mouth function is.
What's your mouth function? What's your mouth function? It chews.
That's it. It talks too much.
I won't shut up.
It interrupts people. That's
during
it.
this alien battle.
My mouth function, it does a podcast. That's it.
That's it. So how was your 4th of July?
It was good.
Mine was great. You want me to talk about mine first, and then we'll talk about
Sure,
yours?
yeah.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
I
Got a
played
tramp stamp.
football.
Sorry,
I did. That
skipping
that
around.
was okay.
Sorry.
I played football in the morning, and I got severely sunburned. What's dumb is I put it on my legs, and I didn't put it on my arms.
That is pretty dumb.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty dumb.
That is rough.
I'm a whole new level of dumb. And then
These will be fine.
football was fun, and then I had barbecue number one.
Did you win?
I won one game. It was like a 4-team tournament thing, and the one team that won every game against everyone. So we're like,
Crushing it. Were there any fights?
There was some verbal tiffs, but there was no fist fighting of any kind. It was too hot for fist fighting.
How American.
Your mouth
are
is
you?
so much easier to use than your muscles.
My mouth function is just to yell at people.
I thought I said mal. Did I not say mal? What's my mouth function? Mouth
function.
Let's break down this word
It
for the
doesn't
next 45
matter.
minutes.
Yeah. It is supposed
and
to be
then
malfunction.
I went to a barbecue that was really, really fun, and it had that one like a kiddie pool with water in it, and I put my feeties in it, and that feels really good.
That's fun.
That's something I want
nice
to do every day for the rest of my life.
Alternative to,
Yeah.
you know.
And then barbecue. And then I went to a thing in Capitol Hill, and I ate pulled pork.
Ooh.
That was good. And then I went to Jai Thai, and I drank a bunch of beer, and I watched the High show that you were on, Monica Nevi. And then I went and I watched the fireworks show at Lake Union, which was exciting.
Fun.
And then I got a tramp stamp with a temporary tattoo that's already gone, unfortunately.
Boo.
I know.
Might as well be a bullseye.
Might as well be a bullseye. But it was good. I forget.
You kept showing everyone.
I did. I really
Look
think. I really think I do show it. I gotta flaunt it.
I think you should get the Bad Girls tattoo right there. You seem to like it a lot.
I mean, it just the best part about it is you just forget it's there, and then people are just like, "He's a bad girl." I'm like, "Oh yeah."
This bad girl that dropped
bad
his
girl.
wallet on the ground.
Yeah. No, and then accidentally he got a tattoo. I just bent over to pick up my wallet, and I got this tattoo. But I think that 4th of July is taking over for me for my favorite holiday.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, minus everything almost getting lit on fire by crazy
Right.
people.
Yeah.
But I really like 4th of July.
That's good, I think. I
You
don't
like it?
I'm not, it's
even
not
an
my
American-
favorite.
Not even an American standpoint, like a hoorah America, just because I like barbecues
I do like barbecues.
and I like lawn games.
I love lawn games. That's true.
And
Okay, you have some good points.
I like bootleg fireworks.
Mm.
No.
I like fireworks. I like controlled shows. I don't really have. I don't get what are you looking at? I don't get super excited about lighting things on fire.
You get excited about lighting
I
things?
don't.
You don't?
Yeah,
See,
I don't really like to light my own.
I like having
sparklers.
a campfire.
Yeah, that's fun.
You like sparklers?
Yeah.
Do you see what that guy did though?
So you can write things.
This did not make the good news of the week.
Okay, well then should we talk about it? No. Did he make a bomb or something out of
No. He tried to shoot an atomic, like one of those mortar shells off of his head, drunk.
it
And he
lit on
died
fire?
instantly. Because it shoots down to propel it up.
Oh, Jesus.
And he didn't even think about it. And I'm like, yeah. And it's one of those
this
things.
is the part of it that I think I can't get
That's
behind
the-
it being
and
my
that's-
favorite holiday.
That's what's hard. I
because-
almost wanted to do positive spin the day on 4th of July,
Mhm.
but it's so hard because it is great and fun, but there are people out there that do stupid
I
things.
just think that it's too much of like a drunk white person holiday for me to feel safe.
Yeah,
like
that's
a lot
true.
of drunk white people just make me feel
Drunk white people do.
uncomfortable.
I mean, they make everyone feel
I'm like,
uncomfortable.
someone is gonna get lit on fire. It
As-
doesn't even have to be 4th of July. It could be fucking Thanksgiving. If there's a bunch of drunk white people, I'm like, someone's getting lit on fire. I need to leave. This is not.
Oh man, as a drunk white person, I
Are you currently a drunk white person?
Currently, I'm just like hammered. As a sometimes drunk white person, I also feel that it can be very nerve-wracking when you're around people like that.
When I am a drunk white person, I'm like, God, she needs to fucking calm down a little bit.
Fucking figure this shit out right now.
Quit talking so loud.
I have that problem everywhere I go. Mm-hmm. But what did you do for 4th of July?
Well, I came back from camping, and then, which we'll talk about later. And then I had the Gateway show at Jai Thai.
Smoke weed once a year.
I had a really bad headache that day and the night before. Like the worst ever.
I saw you and I'm like, you look really sicky right now.
I was supposed to go to a barbecue with my parents for a little bit.
Man,
you
Monica's
look disgusting. Hey, you look terrible. Are you sick? No.
No, I just look this way always.
Thanks. So we did it, and so if you don't know what the Gateway show is, you go and you do 5 to 7 minutes.
You walk through a gate.
Jokes.
And you do comedy.
You're in a gated community. Bunch of old white people. No, you do your jokes, and then you get off stage, and then you smoke a bunch of weed that's like, it was really strong.
Legal weed.
Yes.
America.
Yeah, Seattle.
Washington. And Oregon
smoke
and Colorado.
it, and then after everyone else is done their set, you go back up and do another 5 minutes, which also can be known as a fucking hour because it seems so long when you're up there.
It really does.
And then you do jokes when you're high, and you try not to talk about being high.
Which is difficult because you're really, really high.
All that I talked about. I told them that I found a rock while I was camping that looked like Barbra Streisand, which was true to me. I did tell them that I wanted to cuddle with Oprah. They were not having it.
They didn't want to cuddle with Oprah?
No, and that's why I felt like I needed to go further into detail as far as writing a blog this week about it. I was like, oh, you guys don't like it? Wait, let me explain more.
Let me break this down for you right now.
No, they were fine. They were just, I don't know. It was weird where they were just staring at me. I felt like I was also high, so I don't know.
Did you even eat barbecue on 4th of July?
No, I don't even know if I ate. No, I did eat. I left.
Probably kale.
So this is the thing. I wasn't kale. It's gonna get worse actually because Mike was there, and then I was like, I need to just go home and be really high with Cameron. I'm just going to leave. And then I got in an Uber, and I went home, and I explained to the guy that I was high. Like, it was like, where are you going? Or where are you coming from? I was like, oh, I had a show. I do comedy. And I was like, in this show, we have to smoke weed. He was very interested, but he's like, oh, so you're still a little high? And I was like, uh-huh.
You're like, yeah.
Right. Then I gave him my business card and told him to listen to the podcast. So thanks, buddy.
You're great, Uber driver.
Yeah. So I got home, and then Cameron was asleep, and it was like 9:30. So I found some Sun Chips and a whole thing of cookies and went to my room and fell asleep while eating and watching Talladega Nights twice.
Sounds like a good night. That sounds like a
good
good way to
celebrate America. There was fireworks right outside the window, and I either just laid there and listened to them or slept through it.
That's a great way to celebrate America. Like, probably better than the way I did.
I think that's pretty American.
I'm going to be honest. I watched the fireworks show on Lake Union, and fireworks shows just don't do it for me anymore.
Really?
I'm like, oh, look at this stuff blowing up.
You didn't shoot off anybody's head? I don't fucking care.
It was, no.
Do you have an American flag bikini?
I wish I did. I don't.
Well,
do you have an American flag bikini?
Clearly not a patriot.
Do you have an American flag bikini?
No.
Do we need to wear them to the next Hug Life show?
Yeah. Do you have an American flag tank top?
No.
No.
I don't really wear tank tops.
Sports bra.
I know. What if I said yes? I was like, yes. That's the one. That's the one. Nailed it.
Undies.
You got me again.
Do you have an American flag anything?
No.
Okay.
I used to have an American flag shirt, and it doesn't
Besides
fit me
the tramp stamp. But.
Well, I mean, the tramp stamp is what brings all the boys to this yard. So
the backyard.
I forgot to tell you, this isn't really what happened on 4th of July, but speaking of 4th of July weekend, so last night, I'm sitting here, and I'm like, there's still fireworks going off. This is July 5th, by the way, at like 10 o'clock at night. And I'm like, oh, shit. And then I hear this really, really loud crash. And I'm like, okay, what the hell happened? And like, the funny thing is, I feel like there's like this natural thing where you like hear something like that, you have to go outside. And a dude right over there drove his car into a fucking dentist office.
Holy shit.
Like,
was he like mad at the dentist or something?
I don't know.
Like, these aren't cavities. And just fucking
You told me I need veneers. And he just freaks out. But then he got
Clearly has no teeth, though.
He's like, meh, meh. He's just gumming it. He's just gum yelling. You ever gum yell at someone?
No, because I have teeth.
No. Okay. His physical gag would work way better on a podcast. But he was like, got out of the car and he was stumbling, and I'm like, oh, he's just like hammered. And luckily there was no one else hurt. So it was one of those situations where like all these people formed like, yeah, wreckage, like crashing and stuff. And the cops, like they just all, there's like 10 cop cars that came immediately, like really quick. And then the cop comes over to everyone and is like, anyone see what happened? And they were like, nope. They were like, we all heard it and came outside. It's like, that's the standard thing. If you hear a loud noise, you're like, that doesn't sound normal.
You have to go see what it is.
Yeah, because it's near your house. But
that's funny. That's 4th of July.
That was the most 4th of July happening thing I ever heard. It was just destruction. There were cars. Fire trucks came.
Drunk white people.
It was a drunk white person.
Yeah,
that crashed
there
his
you
car.
go.
I felt really bad for that dentist, though.
Yeah.
It's like his next day.
What if you
suck.
just come to work like, like what if nobody told you?
When did all this caution tape get put up around my work?
Oh, there's a fucking hole in the front door. Good.
It really was the front door, too.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's like
maybe he was like, I have an appointment tomorrow, but I'm too drunk to remember, so I might as well just go there right now. So can I check in early?
I also, I wanted to talk about this more, but I got into a list. Do you like pickup sports? Like I played football among friends. Do you like stuff like that? Tell me, because you're a sporty person. You're a sporty kind of gal.
Sports girl.
The gal Palmon Bonds.
It honestly depends on who I'm playing with, I think. It's a tough position for me to be in.
Because you're so competitive.
That, and you're
a stone cold badass.
Girl that frequently, like if it's playing pickup, there's not a whole lot of girls playing. So then it becomes like a weird, like, well, where do we put her? And then I'm way better than everybody else. And then it just
suck it, pickup guys.
So fucking weird. No, I think that a lot of people who play pickup now are not like an athletic mindset type of person. It's just someone who, so guys with like really bad tempers will end up like playing pickup sports.
Yeah,
and it like flares it up more, and you're like, dude, fucking take a break.
Let's all calm down.
If I go and play like open gym with like the college that I used to play for, that's different. That's more of like I really enjoy that.
It's all
or
organized.
Playing with organized as much as pickup is, but it's or if I play with like my old teammates or something, play basketball, that's fun. But frequently, like, it's like some people are there for just like, oh, whatever, this is fun, I don't really care. And then some people are like, you're not taking this seriously.
Yeah, no, that's
we
had a couple people were getting upset about it on 4th of July, because and then it was like the classic, like, well, I don't care, I'm just saying. And I'm like, well, I don't care.
Well, if I did care, you should probably cover your man.
Yeah, and like it was just weird. But the thing I remember the most about pickup sports is I was playing pickup basketball when I was a freshman in college at the rec center, and I would play, and I would never really play basketball that much before, and I'm just like learning. And there would always be this one guy that would come in, and he had like ankle braces he'd like strap on, and then he had like really nice high top basketball shoes. And like he'd just be taking it way too seriously, and everyone's like, "That's the douche." Like
that's
everyone
the guy.
knew he's the guy.
Jeez, I mean, I have to wear ankle braces, so don't hold that against him. But you,
well, you're the douche.
Sometimes I feel like people, it's like a lost dream, which might actually be what it is for me now too. But it's like they like never got the chance to play.
And said, "In your face, suck it, I hate you." Is that what happened?
Yeah. Well, I know I do that all the time anyway. No, but like he never really got the chance that he thought he should have, maybe, or something.
Missed opportunities.
But I will say that as a form of exercise, playing basketball is my favorite thing. I wish I could do it all the time.
That's why I like playing sports like that. That's like the best. That's the best.
It's way more fun than fucking being on a treadmill or whatever. Yeah. And you get to hang out with people sometimes you like.
Throw down.
Yeah, I would like to play more often than I do.
You want to bro down, throw down? Is what you're trying to say? What was that noise?
It sounds like
someone just peed like in the corner, but there's no one there. We got a ghost peer in the house. I'm so scared. I don't know if they heard that though. I'm so scared because there's ghosts and they're urinating on everything. I don't know what to do right now.
Drunk ghost just peeing in the corner.
It's my bad. Anyways. So I wanted to talk. Like, the big thing we wanted to talk about today, like the positive spin topic.
Positive spin.
Is camping, because you went camping.
Yes.
And I love camping.
Do you love camping?
And I think most people associate, like, there's people that hate camping.
Oh, yeah.
There are people that are like, Yeah, they're like, fuck this. Outside's gross. Inside we're designed to be in here. We made this and designed it, and that's the place we're going to be.
We have houses. Why wouldn't we use them?
But I enjoy camping a lot, mostly for the camaraderie factor. I like roasting processed foods over fires with sticks.
Hell yeah.
Some fun. But so you went camping?
Yes.
And where did you guys went? You guys went near where the Spur Festival was.
Yeah, we went to Darrington,
you guys cowboyed
Washington.
Up pretty hard.
And we went so far out that there was no cell phone service, which was nice. I just turned it off.
Nice.
We were right next to a river that was like a glacier runoff, so it was cold, but it was fucking like clear and awesome. And our campsite was like right on this hill, so you could just walk down to under this bridge where the river was. And it was fun people. There's a lot of bugs though,
That's
that
the
kind of thing.
Yeah, there's a lot of bugs.
It wasn't cold. It was definitely still warm.
Yeah, it was definitely warm.
It wasn't too. It was like perfect because I wore sweats the second night. Like it was, and I was fine.
So you guys had that.
I did vomit at one point.
You vomited?
Yeah.
Vomity?
I think from my headache. I didn't drink at all, so I think it was from my headache.
Yeah, that's one of those things where I got really sicky poo too this weekend, and it was like not even drunk. It was like just eating everything on 4th of July.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Drinking tons of caffeine and then drinking lots of beer, and then just not. My body just was like, I'm trying to go up and down at the same time, and I can't do anything. But yeah, I want to go camping. This is my thing too. I go camping, and there's some people like they go camping and they want to go like, let's go hiking during the day. Let's do this. I'm like, I'm the sit around.
Yeah.
We'll go swimming if we want to. Low pressure relaxation camping kind of dude. Yeah. Like that's my thing to do. I love that.
Hell yeah. There was a little bit. So some people maybe don't like the wilderness aspect of it.
Trees are gross.
You got to pee on the ground sometimes.
Ground peeing's gross.
Yes.
Did you have an outhouse?
We did have an outhouse, but those are pretty gross too.
Outhouses. I think outhouses are grosser than peeing on the ground.
And here's the sad part about what happened this weekend is that we got there late, Thursday night, late. Like we got there at midnight because you had to drive for fucking ever in the goddamn woods to find where we were camping, which was cool because you're like way far away. It's kind of a nice break from everything, but also it's pretty fucking far away. And so we get there. Cameron parks his truck. He gets out of the car. He sets down a bag. Turns around and trips over a giant rock and sprains his ankle immediately when we get there.
Oh no.
And he goes, and God, I don't know what it is about my emergency mindset, but he falls and he goes, oh shit. He goes, I think I broke it. And I look at it for a second and I'm like, it's not broken. Don't worry. It's okay. It's sprained. Does it hurt? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's sprained. If you broke it, you wouldn't feel it. I'm just immediately going into it. And I'm like, okay, let's get some, don't take your shoe off. Let's get some ice on it. Let's do, it was immediate, here, let's do this. And it's bruised, but it's sprained, but it's not broken. And he went to the doctor yesterday. I was right. But still.
Oh.
So that sucked.
Monica Nevi, MD.
Literally when we got there, that's it. The first thing that happened was Cameron sprains his ankle, pretty bad.
Yeah.
It's awesome. And then, so Brent Flyberg was with us, and he's like, oh, man. So he gets a bunch of ice, puts it in a bag, gives it to Cameron, and then proceeds to trip over the same fucking rock. But he did this cool, little dance sit move where he, sat on the rock as he fell. So
360 spin.
It didn't really fall all the way down, which was nice. But, so there's that, it's dangerous out there. Could be bears, maybe.
You get afraid of bears when camping? I don't really get afraid of bears, because especially when you're in a large group of people and you're loud. So loud. I'm so loud. Bears are afraid of me.
We were in a site, but it was a pretty small campsite, there's only
3 or 4 spots.
20 sites altogether.
Were there a lot of people camping or no?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
There's a lot of people.
So you shared the outhouse with some folks?
Oh yeah.
The last time I went camping was in this place called Winthrop, Washington. And they have a beautiful lake there. But the campground was nice because it had showers.
Yeah.
And that's my big thing with camping. If there's no place to go swimming and there's no showers, I feel really screwed. Because I'm a big person. I am a big person, but I'm also a big kind of shower guy. I really like.
Well,
shower.
And it's usually hot, so you're just sweating, and it's dusty, so then it's sweaty dust shit, and you just you shit on yourself, so then you have to
and I just poop all over myself.
So you want to wash that off in the river upstream from a family, and I
have a really ridiculously gross memory. Can I share it on the podcast?
Sure. Yeah.
My brother one time went camping. And he described pooping in a river. And he said how it just he's like, I didn't really expect it to float up. And he got scared. Also,
startled himself with his own river poop.
If you guys don't realize, anything involving poop's gonna make me laugh really hard. That's the key to my heart.
Obviously.
The key to my heart's poop.
And chicken wings.
And chicken wings. And milkshakes. There's a lot of keys. There's so many keys to my heart. There's like a skeleton key to my heart. So I wrote down swimming is a must for me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, by the way.
Dude, I don't know if I could go camping if there wasn't like a swimming
It's
area.
the best part about camping.
Or a lake or a river
like,
or something.
It's the thing for me.
Crick.
Because a crick? Y'all want to go to a crick? Crick with... No?
Mm-mm.
This is the reason I also knew you had cell service is I posted on your wall the new trailer for Wet Hot American Summer TV series, and you never liked or commented
I'm
to
sorry,
it.
And I meant
this
to
is
tell
the
you that
last episode of the Hug Life podcast. I am Monica Nevi. Say I'm Mike Collette, and we're signing off.
Say I'm Mike Collette. What if I refuse to say it?
Then we have to
Sorry,
keep going.
I didn't know you didn't know that.
I didn't know.
I'm sorry.
Because I'm a big dum-dum pop.
Well, it's coming out soon.
You should know that I'm not very intelligent when it comes to these kind of things. I'm keeping track of numbers and dates.
Keeping track of
It's not my on my calendar. If it's poop related, I'll remember.
Do you put that on your calendar? You like take a shit.
Take a poop at 7:30 a.m. and then leave.
Then leave.
Do you ever have to? I don't want to. Let's not have this divulge into poop talk.
I don't want to talk about poop.
Yeah, I don't. I know you don't.
Okay.
Summer. My whole thing was like for like positive spin camping. This is what I wrote down: swimming,
yes.
summer camps,
Summer
meeting people, and then drinking! Exclamation point.
There's usually a lot of drinking happening in the camp area. Maybe not a summer camp, but
I mean, you are from a Bud Light family.
Yeah.
The Monica clan.
Classic. That's right. That's Chelan for us. We go every year. We get a house because we're not fucking animals. No. I sometimes sleep outside or I sleep on the boat. We have a boat.
That's my boat.
It's my boat. And then, it's a lot of just Bud Light through the days.
Bud Light with lime.
Sometimes we go to wineries. That's pretty much it. No, never Bud Light lime. Who are you?
A lot of Bud Light lime people out there. They're really into it.
I do kind of like it, but I don't even think I like Bud Light. It's just what we've always drank. So I'm like, okay, we have to.
I'm a big Busch Light fan.
I think me and my cousin are going to get matching Bud Light tattoos. I know I say that about a lot of things, but we really are. We drew it one time.
You're just going to be covered in matching tattoos.
It's like a logo. It just says your logo here. Like it's all these logos that I'll get. No, it's we want the Bud Light symbol. You know, the little like swoosh thing. Mm-hmm. Not right here on my arm. Like I've been in prison, but
right on your arm.
But instead of Bud Light in the middle of it, it would say Nevi.
So you're just branding yourself as your Nevi beer?
Yeah.
The Nevi beer.
Well, whatever.
Nevi beer.
I like it. I'm excited. We're getting it. It's
How long are you gone on that camping trip for?
We go for a week every year.
Dang,
Friday to Friday.
This brings us to the news story I grabbed.
Oh, no.
Because how long is too long for, let's go with tent camping, in your opinion?
Tent camping.
How long is too long for you?
I think this is so what are we saying? Is there a shower?
Let's say no. There's no shower.
No, but is there?
It's like where you were camping this weekend.
Okay, so there's a river. I could probably shower in that river.
Okay, so how long do you think you could camp in that river? Not in the river, but around that. Like,
I think I gotta have like a scenario. Like, is all my family dead, or like, am I just going on a trip?
You're just saying I'm gonna go camping for as long as I can.
For as long as I can. So this is the problem with me going camping is I feel like there's a lot of things here that I like want to check on or like stressors from work or something that I'm worried about. So let's say, how long?
How long could you last for?
I think about it. I think I could live in the woods.
You could?
Yeah, I don't think I would want to. Like, I'm not a person who just like wants to disappear, but I think I could do it.
You think so?
Yeah, I'd kill a bear. I don't give a fuck.
Whoa, like a bear, like a grizzly bear, a black bear, a polar bear, like a large game man.
A large game man. No, black bears. I heard they're bitches.
They are the worst. No offense. No, black bears.
Okay. So then
a lot of black bears listening.
What's the food situation? Are you trying to like survive?
Mm-hmm. No. You still
or
can
you
food.
have food.
You can have food.
See, I think I could just live out there.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't think that I would want to, but I'm pretty sure I could.
Okay. What if I took away the food? What if you had to forage the food? What if you could steal it from other people's cabins?
Oh.
What if you lived in the woods in central Maine for 30 years and didn't tell anyone?
Is that what happened in the
story?
That's what the story
is. The story
didn't tell anybody? Did he steal stuff?
Yeah.
I'm assuming
so
it's a dude.
This
That's
guy,
just my stereotype.
his name's Christopher Knight. This is an older story. This he got caught in 2013.
Are you not allowed to do that?
Here's what he did, though.
Okay.
He left at 20 years old, left his family, got in his new car he bought, and just drove north and hiked for 2 years. And then found a spot and lived in it for 27 more.
Like, this is the worst hike ever.
Just
so
just
for
moved around.
30 years?
For nearly 30 years. So it was, I think it was like 27 or 28 years. And he found a spot and he would steal from campsites and he became a hermit. Like, he's the last true hermit that
super weird.
This is called, like, the news story is in GQ if you want to read it. It's
in
called
GQ.
The Strange and Curious Tale of the Last True Hermit.
Was he hot?
You want to come look at him real quick?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Let's get a hot or not reaction from Monica.
Holy shit, never mind.
Because he's so hot?
Mean, he just looks like he lived in regular Maine for the whole time.
He did. So this guy, though, he lived and talked to one person for 30 years.
Who did he talk to?
This hiker. He said hello to a hiker that he saw one time, and that was 30 years.
Did he talk to himself?
No.
Was Wilson there?
No.
What
he
happens?
read books and he stole from summer camps around the area and he would forage. That's how he got caught.
So he wasn't really that far away from stuff then. He was
they
just
found
hiding.
His campsite was 100 feet away from a cabin and no one knew because it was hidden by boulders. This story is fascinating to me.
That is crazy.
Because his mom, his parents, and his brothers just assumed he was dead. But they would always tell his mom, "Oh, we think he just went to Texas to live there for a while. We don't know." And they all thought, like, his brothers all thought he was dead.
That's fucking weird.
But then he's alive. And he's been alive for 27 years. And it gets in the wintertime in Maine, it gets to be negative 20 degrees. And he survived it in a tent.
Bitch.
And he didn't talk to anyone. The reason he was caught is because there was a motion. Like, people got so sick of their food mysteriously disappearing in these camps. Like, they had no idea what was happening. And they started having, like, camp tales. But the camp tales were true.
Oh, they're
it's
like
a hermit.
Someone sneaks
said, like,
in and
the lonely hermit comes in at night and steals your food. And they're like, "Oh, that's so real."
They're like, "What's a hermit?"
To scare them. And then like, "Oh my God, the monster's real!" Like, it's like actually happened.
Did they ever like? So he never got caught though in that amount of time. He snuck in.
He snuck in and out. Damn. The way he got caught is they put a motion detector in one of the cabins that was silent alarm.
I feel like after a year, you're like, I can get caught. I feel great about this. Dude, I'm doing a good job here.
He did it for 30 years, and he ate just like
goldfish.
So think about camping foods.
Like,
yeah, he just ate s'mores and marshmallows and hot dogs and Cheetos and like they said his teeth were rotted out because he just been eating that and like. It's crazy though, right? There's more to this story. It's a really long article.
That's insane. I want to know, like, how did his family like see him again after they found him?
Yeah, because he went to jail because he had been essentially committed 1,000 breaking and entering burglaries in the last 30 years.
Oh shit!
But the people that were the judge didn't know how to prosecute him because he was doing it to survive.
Right.
And he would just eat. He'd only take food. He never was violent towards anyone. He would just break in and he'd make sure that if he broke in, no one was around. He's like, my one rule was like no one had to be around. Also, he doesn't talk.
Apparently he's not a fan of other people.
No, yeah, he will just not talk. Like they try to interview him. The only reason this article came out is this guy managed to get a hold of him through letters. And then when he actually went and talked to him, they sat in silence for like 15 minutes before they finally said a word. Because the guy just doesn't talk. He just doesn't he doesn't need people. He doesn't want to be around people.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really crazy. But like he got caught by a motion detector that went off in a cabin. And then these two people, like it was like this some security guy that was trying to was obsessed with catching him, like got in his truck, drove immediately there as fast as he could, caught him and held him up with like a gun. And then they called a state trooper and she came and she was also trying to find him because they got so sick of this after a while. They realized that it was a guy breaking
True
and entering.
Detective in Maine.
Yeah, it's crazy though
because he's stealing stuff from summer camps.
So what happened is the judge sentenced him to 7 months in jail, which he'd already pretty much served by the time his trial came around. He had one more week left.
So they just caught him and put him in jail
because it took him so long to figure out what to do with him because they didn't know what to do with him.
Well, then he doesn't have any money, I'm sure.
Yeah, and so now he is not allowed to go back in the woods. Obviously, he's not allowed to drink alcohol. Because apparently, in the wintertime, the way he'd survive is he'd get as fat as possible, which means drinking and eating like the worst foods, because that's how you got to like get the weight on.
Yeah.
And and now he lives with his 80-year-old mother, and he has to report into the judge once a week, which is interesting because I wouldn't think that the judge would be.
Yeah, don't you normally have like a parole
Yeah,
officer
it's usually
or
a parole,
something?
but for him it's like a special thing because
you're like, you're a fucking weirdo. You need to come and talk to me.
But it's crazy though.
But
right?
I mean, like, if you, I feel like 20 is a young age to decide you don't want to ever be around people. But I mean, if you really are just like, I need to get the hell out of here.
He went in the woods in 1986.
Like I could see,
got caught in 2013.
I can see running away, like that makes sense to me, or like going somewhere else or something. If you felt so out of place, like I'm just gonna be somewhere else. But to like hide from everyone, that seems. I mean, I don't know. That's actually. I mean, he's a crafty fella. 30 years to pull that off, that's pretty.
So the interesting thing about it is the town was divided about him because some of them were like, he's been stealing from us for 30 years, for 27 years, and they're like mad. But other people are like, he can live on my land rent free. I don't care. He can come back if he wants. I don't care. I mean, it doesn't matter to me. This guy clearly just wants to be left alone, and like, it was just interesting, and it wasn't because it's not a sad story. It's not a good story though.
Maybe
really
he's afraid he's going to kill people, so he just sent himself away from.
The way he described it, he was just like, I just want to live in the woods, and then it just
I just want to live in the woods.
Escalated, and but yeah, it's interesting for me because I heard about this a year ago because when he got caught in 2013, there was an article. But this is like the first article where someone actually was able to talk to him.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's also the guy that I found like another actually kind of a good news story is this the world's fattest man. You know, his name is Chris Mason, I think.
Does he live in the woods?
No.
Oh.
This is kind of unrelated, but it's a good news story to make you feel good.
Mm-hmm.
He lost like all the weight. Like he was 950 pounds and he lost like 650 of it.
Holy fuck.
And but the reason he still weighed so much is skin.
Yeah.
Like he had like hundreds of pounds of excess skin. I bet. And so the good news story about it is one, he's getting married, but two, a plastic surgeon agreed to do all of the surgeries for free because if he had to pay for them, there was no way in hell he could afford them. But he had to move to America and do it. But that's
where was he from?
He was from England.
The fattest person in the world was not from America. That is wow.
Mind blown.
Good work. But awesome.
That's just another good news story.
Good for him.
I've just been reading about these people that are like, but it's funny because they have like this comic book artist representation of him as being like the hermit guy, and it's like him surrounded by birds, and he's got a backpack full of twigs and a beard and a hoodie.
It's like fucking Pocahontas.
Yeah. The interesting thing for me is I was like, what did he do? And it read that he would steal books and magazines. And especially with the magazines, he would...
a big Kim Kardashian fan?
Yeah,
like, what was he keeping up on?
So technically, he knew about things. Like,
right, he would just know.
Not a lot, but he knew some of it from the magazines he'd read. But then he would take the magazines, bundle them in together really tight, and make them into bricks, and he'd use it to level out the floor of his camp. So underneath his camp, they found, it's like a landfill of 30 years worth of stuff that he used. That's crazy.
Yeah.
It's like
who even thinks of that stuff? I mean, I guess you have a lot of time to think of shit, but
yeah. And then he had like his camp was essentially this thing covered in trees.
It's made of Us Weeklies.
But he was like, oh, there's so much E in here. And but he had had boulders, like it was like perfect hiding spot. Like it had boulders around it, so no one could. The people that were 100 feet away from him, the cabin, had no idea he was there.
That's also a little bit creepy, like. Because I think about what my neighbors might be doing, let alone if there's some person that living somewhere that I wouldn't know about. Not obviously where I live.
By himself.
But I mean, if he's not hurting anybody, so I don't really see why it's
that
big an issue. And that was their whole thing.
Is they're like, yeah, he's just like stealing. It was only because he said he felt bad, but he's like, I had to do it. Because he said he actually tried to live off of stuff for the first like year, and then he finally just started stealing because there was nothing else he could do. He would even say that he stole canoes to get from the river and back to the other cabins. And when he put the canoes back, he'd sprinkle pine needles into them so it looked like no one had used it in a while. And then he would walk on rocks so he wouldn't leave footprints. Like he was super careful.
Sneaky.
But it's crazy, right?
Yeah.
So camping's fun, but it's not that fun.
Yeah, no. I mean, some people really like camping apparently.
Yeah.
No, I mean, when I answered that question, it's more of like if I had to be out there forever, I wouldn't die. Like I would do it, but I don't want to. I do like to be away from people sometimes, but maybe a week at most. Like I don't know. I come back a different. Even after these 2 days, I came back and I was like,
27 years.
I forgot who I am.
27 years.
So 27 years.
27 years. That's my lifetime.
How different you are of a person from when you're 20 to when you're even fucking 25, but let alone, 50 or whatever.
Another interesting thing they talked about him too is speaking about what you were like. He hadn't talked to anyone except for that one word to that hiker saying hello. That the prison inmates he was with when he was in jail were making fun of him because he talks like a book.
Oh.
He doesn't know slang. He speaks like grammatically.
God, I needed to read more of those Us Weeklies.
Yeah, I know, right? It's like it's just crazy.
It's like booty. Yeah.
He's like, we're that booty. That's what he say. Don't say that in jail. Don't say that in jail. Okay. The year of the booty?
Yeah. Where's that? No. Well, good for him, I suppose. I don't know what to say about it.
I just thought we were talking about camping, and I saw this story, and I'm like, it's kind of...
I think that's a little bit different than...
Oh, but I mean, it's interesting, though.
No, yeah.
It's interesting. I mean,
that's
you haven't...
extreme camping.
Did you do summer camps, by the way? Did I ever ask you that? Have you done summer?
We have... I went to church camp a few times, and I liked it, but I did more like...
family camping.
No. We actually never did anything until I was... This whole Chelan thing, we did it once or a few times when I was younger, and then we didn't start it again until I was 20. So this is a recent thing that we've started to do this. But I went to like church camp with friends because we didn't go to church, a couple of times, but I don't know. I didn't really,
Jesus-y?
I think summer camp is maybe a little bit different than church camp. I did not like the church parts of church camp because it made me really uncomfortable because I didn't know what I was doing. It wasn't that like I was like, I don't agree with this or whatever. I just never really went to church, so I didn't get everything. Yeah. Even when I was in college, I went to a private Catholic school, and our coach made us go to mass once a year, like if we didn't go all the time because she was Catholic, whatever. So all the athletes had to go once a year. And Catholic, like there's a lot of rules and stuff like you're supposed to do. Too. Yeah. And I had no idea. So people were like, okay, peace be with you. And I'm like, thank you. I don't know. You're supposed to say and with you. Like there's all these different like rules.
Like, you
I'm like, yeah. Oh yeah.
That's
nice
pretty neat.
That. So we could go up and get like communion or whatever. And swine flu was going around. So I was like, no, thanks. But he could like bless you for the year. Like our president, Father Sundberg, would like bless you. And so I had him do that. And then I broke my ankle. So, no.
Whoa.
No, but we just, we never did the church thing. So I didn't really know what I was doing. So that part of summer camp, like the whole idea seemed fun. And I liked people that I met. Like you meet friends and you play outside and you do skits and whatever. That's fun. But
your little skits? Still do those little skits you do?
Yeah, my skits. And now I do skits on stage. No, but the whole like Jesus-y part of it was... overwhelming, I think.
I did Boy Scout camp.
Did you? How'd that go? Did anybody touch your wiener?
Didn't last the whole week.
Did anybody touch your wiener?
No one touched my wiener.
Oh, good.
I went and I was there for like a day maybe, and then
like, no,
a man told me that I had to eat my spaghetti that tasted like dog shit before I could eat my brownie, and he was so adamant on it that I was like hated him and I left.
I love that it's because they were gonna make you eat your food.
I mean, I really like missed my mom because I was a total mama's boy too. Pam Jack, where you at? You know what I'm saying? And but that was like the final straw was the spaghetti brownie debate. I'm like, no, I'm out, and I was like crying. I was really upset.
Like,
but I
need to call Aaron Peyote Jack right now.
Yeah, but the ritual of that too, where you're supposed to like sing like God Bless My Underwear and other camp songs like that, I just wasn't really into.
God Bless My Underwear?
You ever heard that song?
Never heard that song. When I used to work for YMCA, and we did songs that were like fun camp songs.
Like, I found you, Miss New Booty.
Yeah, that was popular camp song with the 5th graders. No, but then we had a staff that was like all around the same age and just absolutely ridiculous. So we would hang out on like Fridays, and then at midnight, we'd have a midnight assembly where we did the songs, but we would change the words to all of them, and they were like super inappropriate, and that was the only part that I really enjoyed about singing songs.
See, I was a camp counselor in high school for a brief time, and that was good. It's just I feel like when you take summer camp and you make it super organized, that's when it becomes a problem.
Yeah.
Like, if it's like lax, if it's like, hey, you want to do archery today, or do you want to ride a horse? I'm like, that sounds fun.
We got some options.
Yeah, you got options to do.
Cute. Well, I worked. No, I didn't work. I went to leadership camp in high school, and I fucking hated it. just because
you're
I
not
don't
really a leader.
No, I'm
Total follower. Monica and Ebby.
Yes.
You heard it first.
I think I would have liked it if I was a follower, because it's leadership camp, but they're like, okay, here's what you're going to do. You're going to do all this stuff. We're going to tell you how to be this type of leader and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is all hippie bullshit that no one's going to buy into.
Yeah.
And I just, I'm a little bit of I'm just going to push against you, not to piss you off, but because I honestly want to understand where you're coming from. And they were like telling us all this stuff. And I was like, wait a second. Like, what about these assholes that don't want you to open the fucking door for them or are mean to you because you do? Like, I don't know. They always told a story about how this ASB president guy would hold the door open for everybody every single morning, and how, like, they gave him an award for it, and then he gave it to the special needs kid that used to help him, which is a great story. And that's awesome. But then literally every single person who would go to that camp would then try to do that exact fucking thing at their school. And I'm like, that's not what the point is. It's not saying like, okay, everyone go hold the door open. It's like, just be nice to people and think of something on your own that can actually like mean something to them. Not, you don't have to be
camp. More like losership camp.
Right. It's like,
Boom,
find
roasted.
everybody else and just suck their dicks.
Give them a rim job.
And then cry about it and hold each other. Give them a rim job.
Too much?
I don't know.
Nah, I don't think it's enough.
I mean,
You said suck
no,
dicks.
yeah, you got the point across. No, it's I hated leadership camp because you couldn't question anything, and that's what I did, and so
it's weird to have like, here's how you be a leader. You listen to us tell you what to do.
I would get so mad. I'd be like, they brainwashed you guys, because some of my best friends went with me and they were like buying in, and I was like, don't you see what's happening? Like, I'm sure I could have learned more, but I was just fighting so much of it that I was like, this is not. What are you doing?
See,
don't play their fucking games.
That's crap. I remember as a kid doing a thing called you were a mediator. And you'd be a mediator, and you'd go to this day camp thing where they'd show you how to be a better mediator, and I only did it for the free pizza. Like, that's all I cared about.
Well, we got to like, I liked going to camp and like being outside and staying in cabins, and I like meeting new people, but it was just like the overarching hippie leadership. Like, it was the leadership kids of leadership that were your counselors, and it just like, I was like, you're not going to connect with me.
No,
like, I'm an angry person, and I need someone who can do that, and nothing has happened to you that's you can connect. Like, it drove me crazy. So I needed someone who had been like, I don't know, could just like, why would I want to reach out to kids who are already going to agree with bullshit like that when I want to be a leader who can reach out to people who don't connect with that, because no one's fucking reaching out to them. That's what I want to learn how to do, and you can't teach me that. So I'm gonna just wait until the dance party and then fucking get down and then get out of here.
Wreck this
It was like
dance floor,
it was like
and
a
I'm gonna leave.
it was like a huge deal, because I was really quiet and like just not really, it wasn't that I wasn't participating. I was just kind of, I would question things, or, you know, people would be like, okay, do you want to share? And I'd be like, you know what? I don't want to. I don't feel comfortable with that. And they'd be like, are you sure? Because everybody else did. And I'm like, well, everybody else is a bunch of fucking followers here at leadership camp. No. And then so it was 5 days, and the 5th day we had a dance party, and I fucking burned some holes in that goddamn dance floor. And everybody was like, what? Where'd that come from? Blah, blah, blah. It's like, I've been saving my energy up, okay, to kick your asses out here.
Because you guys are listening to you guys are drinking the Kool-Aid. And I'm drinking the dance aid. We got to take the quiz. We're running out of time.
Let's do it.
All right. The quiz today is, which famous American patriot are you? I'm going to let you guys know this right now. Some of them aren't patriots. I've taken this quiz multiple times.
Tom Brady.
Yeah. It's like, all right. I don't even have like a response to that. I'm just like,
have you been posting the quizzes, by the way?
I have been posting the quizzes,
good.
and thank you for paying attention, Monica. Guys, seriously, you
I
see
don't
what I'm
even know
working
what's
with here?
going on around
Holy
here.
shit. So the first
worried about
quiz
myself,
is,
because I'm a good leader.
when the national anthem is played at the stadium, what do? Sing along really, really loudly, point at other people to join in, respectfully sip your beer, or stare into the distance thinking about America? What do you do, Monica?
Respectfully sip my beer.
All right. I stare into the distance and think about America. That's what I chose the first time.
Good.
All right. What is your dream house? Anything with a white picket fence, a tree house, a Boston townhouse, or a room above a pub? I picked a tree house.
Dude, I want to say that initially, but I'm going to go room above a pub. I like that, like, walking down and knowing people type of thing.
Go to a bar, like How I Met Your Mother, where the
We're
bar is
going to
like
be
downstairs.
in the woods for 30 years. Why isn't that an option?
Yeah. And then you got to pick a superhero. Who's your favorite superhero of these four? The Falcon, the Flash, Iron Patriot, or Captain America? What do you choose?
I guess Iron Patriot. Yes.
Iron Patriot. That's a good one.
Thank
Norman
you.
Osborn was in that, but now it's Rhodey from not Jim Rhodes. Rhodey from Iron Man. It's all good. You picked a good one. Good job.
Thanks.
You're doing great. What's the coolest way to get from point A to point B? In a tank, above the clouds, in the back seat? That sounds sexual. Or on a horse?
I've said this multiple times, but I am a backseat kind of girl.
You're a
I just
backseat
want
kind of girl?
somebody else to drive me around.
I'm going to be above the clouds. I know that's because I always drive to the wing place, which is nice.
I could drive you today.
No, I'm going to drive today.
You can sit in the backseat if you
I
want.
want to sit in the backseat. Be like, reverse driving Miss Daisy. What's your favorite 4th of July food? Anything portable. Meat and potatoes. Something I caught myself. Or beer with a side of beer.
Who's eating potatoes on 4th of July?
Picked potato salad. I picked meat and
That's
potatoes.
true. I'll go with that. I mean, meat seems important, but
Yeah. Anything you caught yourself? What? That's pretty intense. That's pretty...
I already answered this question.
Okay. All right. What is your favorite patriotic movie? Black Hawk Down, Independence Day, Miracle, or The Patriot? I'm going to say this much. Black Hawk Down doesn't seem very patriotic. It seems very depressing.
Right, yeah.
And it's upsetting. I chose The Patriot. I'm a big fan of that movie.
Really?
It's something that I always enjoy. No, I'm not a big fan of Mel Gibson, but it's something I always enjoy, that movie. I enjoyed it.
Independence Day, one of my favorite movies
That's a
ever.
great movie.
Very, very big Will Smith fan.
Punch in the face. Welcome to Earth.
Motherfucker. Yeah.
That's what he says.
Mm-hmm.
All right. You win $1 million. What would you do with it? Would you scream your head off?
That's not doing anything with it.
Oh, okay. Oh, if you won $1,000, what would you do with it? Scream your head off. It's the way it's phrased. It's just the way it's phrased, Monica.
I know. Just
Invest in bonds. Buy everyone I've ever met around, or bury it in the backyard. I picked invest in bonds because I would totally invest in stuff.
Yeah, I would probably do that. However, I think first I would buy everyone I've ever met. Not ever met. But
Would you buy me 2 rounds?
Sure.
Buy me 4 rounds?
I'll buy you some chicken wings too.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Oh, man.
Okay, what'd you get?
I am a bald eagle.
Again,
a very famous American
So what does
patriot,
it
the
say?
bald eagle.
The bald eagle.
You might be quiet about your patriotism, but your love of country is second to none. And no, this isn't a dig at your hairline. Like if a bald guy is like taking the quiz.
It's like, oh.
Oh, man.
Oh, jeez.
I guess I would agree with that, though. I am very proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free, and I help the men who died. You save their, like, I don't know the rest of the words.
Yeah, it was close, though.
It was close.
I don't know the words either, but
I really don't, like, constantly talk about it, though. I do like that I live in America. It's pretty rad.
It's a great day to be an American. That's what my dad would ever say every morning.
Ronnie would say.
Just because
The Fox would say
he
that.
thinks he's funny. My result,
I'm so excited.
Samuel Adams.
Really?
Yeah, yeah. You love your country and you love frosty mugs of beer. Not coincidentally, Independence Day is one of your favorite holidays. Cheers.
Cheers. How do you feel about that? You
Well,
do love
he
beer.
looks pretty. I think we look
Stoic.
very similar in this
Dude,
photo.
that's like his thug life arms crossed pose, too.
I
It's
would
a statue.
I would
you
just
didn't know.
snuggle up in between there and get a hug from him, you know?
Get right in there.
Hey.
Get in those Sam
Hey,
Adams
Sam.
arms. Hey there, Sam. Give me that drunk hug. 'Cause
Sammy.
he's always drunk.
Shit-faced.
Sam Adams
Sam
is always
Adams.
plowed.
Hammered. All right. Okay, charities, I
Charity
guess. Yes.
this week. I am going to do the charity for this one. It is the Camp Brooklyn Fund, and it it helps children in low-income families go to a summer camp, which is really nice.
Outdoor summer camp. I think that's cool.
Yeah, and it's in New York, but there's people that listen to this podcast.
There's other ones.
all
There's
over
like
the
a
great
summer
nation of
camp
ours.
fund. There's other ones out there, but I liked the idea of that one. So.
If a charity that's like that helps kids that wouldn't be able to go to summer camp go to summer camp.
Yeah.
It's a fun experience. I didn't really get to go that much, and I wish I got to go more.
And I think it's important for them to do stuff during the summer.
And for a lot of kids, that's the first time you like kiss somebody or bang somebody.
Yeah, so
Get out there and
go
bang
ahead
it
and
out.
support kids banging it out, guys. What the fuck, Mike? I do want to say that
I hate me so much.
I wanted to.
I was
it's
thinking
not
more
serious.
teenager, not little kid. Okay.
Yeah,
go
no,
ahead,
that's true.
Monica.
I will say, well, it
If
wasn't
you're-
my first kiss, but there was some physical things.
Some
that
heavy petting,
happened.
which is
Some
the
heavy-
worst
some
description
physical-
ever
yeah.
for like
There
sexual
was a
content.
swing set in the woods.
Really?
No. Yeah, no, there was. But
Tire swing?
I brought a boyfriend to summer camp, but it was church camp. Church camp is naughty.
It is
No,
naughty.
it doesn't matter. Also, so,
Again, that's one of those moments where we're making eye contact,
Right.
talking about really awkward shit. That's.
I made out with a boy in the woods at church camp.
I
Doesn't
did
matter.
not make out with a boy in the woods at church camp.
I'm sorry.
Make a wish.
No, but I'm making this choice, this executive decision, for this Friday's Seattle Super Secret Stand-Up Show. It's at midnight.
11:59 p.m. Friday night.
Atlas Theater.
Some
awesome people are on it.
Some
cool drop-ins. We're going to take donations at the end. So you buy shirts. We'll give you some free tickets to come back. To the Comedy Sports if you buy a shirt. Or if you donate just anything, any cash or anything, I would like to take this month and donate it to the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance in the name of my friend Jordan that passed away. So if you guys could donate to that would be really great. And then I'll say it's from us, for Jordan, to the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance.
And it makes us feel good, and it would make you feel good.
And you would do a good deed for the week or whatever you need.
So much. Do your good deed for the week. That's what you gotta do.
Yes. Come to our show.
What you do is you do your good deed for the week, and then you just find a friend and pee in their cast.
And then you go just hide in the woods after that.
Hide in the woods?
For like 30 years.
All right. 30 years.
30 years.
I peed in this dude's cast, and I felt so embarrassed I hid in the woods for 30 years. And then I kissed a boy on a swing.
I lived on goldfish.
It's really what we should do this every episode where we just try to bring everything together.
Everything back. And it's about bald eagle.
Bald eagles. Hey guys,
Drunk white people.
We'll see you in the Fever Lodge.